Hi, I'm Jose. Welcome to second week of COP29.
As global leaders gather in Baku for COP29, climate finance takes center stage. The urgent need to fund adaptation and mitigation efforts for vulnerable nations raises pressing questions about equity and accountability. Alongside this, the summit will mainly focus on critical issues such as fossil fuel transition, renewable energy, and escalating climate impact resilience. I'm here to explore how this discussion unfolds and whether this conference can turn ambition of lowering 1.5 degrees target into a real action. When I first arrived at COP29, I was taken aback by climate demonstrations taking place outside of conference halls. Activists, many from the most vulnerable regions, want to be heard and demanding more urgent action on climate finance, equity, and the pass-out of fossil fuels. Here I am able to meet Francisco Vera, a 15-year-old climate activist who demands that climate change is not something that can be discussed by adults only, but a matter for the whole generation, even for children. Francis's message is clear. Climate justice is intergenerational, and the voice of young people are just as important as those of global leaders.
What do you think heat waves are doing to the ability of children to learn? If you're in 45 degrees, well, it definitely costs you your ability to learn anything. And did you know that in the past 2 years, we had 400 million children that were unable to go to school because of floods or droughts or heat waves?
It was the first time I felt moved to take action. Although my voice is not yet as loud as many young change makers who passionately advocate within their homelands, but feel that the efforts showcased in the exhibition, highlighting the credible work done by youth, are still not enough to convince leaders to take strong action. Organizations like Young NGO encourage their youth members to actively participate and provide input during this critical discussion. Another hard truth is that children and youth, who make up 25% of the world's population, are still treated as a minority during climate negotiation. What are your thoughts on this? Take a current COP29 hashtag in solidarity for a green world where everyone can work together as a team to combat climate change. However, during the consultation period, I felt something was missing. Despite the presence of highly respected delegates from many countries, there were limited opportunities for local voice to be heard, especially those indigenous people who are the most affected by climate change.
So we really need to amplify their voices, amplify the real solutions that have been implemented, and demand the climate finance. It's not only demand the climate finance in terms of the numbers or the scale of the finance, but the access to the finance. As I can see from the Green Climate Fund, money is already there in our country, but the access to the finance from those on the ground and those at the climate forefront are still missing.
Being part of a minority often means carrying a unique identity that stands out, a culture, a story, a voice that's different from the majority. But in the face of climate change, this difference fades, and shared vulnerability unites us all. Climate change doesn't discriminate, it impacts everyone, whether you live in a bustling city, a rural village, or an island in the middle of the ocean. No one is spared, but here lies the injustice. Those less responsible for the emission-driven climate change often face the harshest consequences. No country can avoid this responsibility. Doing it alone is hard, but working together is much easier, especially if bigger, richer countries have the power once.
We have a chance to do it. I don't think it's likely, and because it's not likely, I think it means even more we need to work together to put forward the efforts that we can. And all of these efforts we've been hearing about are exactly what we need.
It is clear that while world leaders gather to negotiate the climate catastrophe that cannot be denied, the young people, environmental activists, scientists, indigenous people, children, and everyone else are sending a loud message. The time for bold action is now.